If you're like most people, you've got some money sitting in a savings account right now. Maybe it's a few $100s, maybe it's a few thousand. And every month, you check the balance, you feel a small sense of relief, and you tell yourself you're doing the right thing. But here's the truth nobody tells you clearly enough. Saving money and growing money are two completely different games. And if you only know how to play one of them, you're leaving a lot on the table. Let's talk about why that happens, and more importantly, let's talk about the simple way to move from just saving to actually investing, without needing a finance degree or hours of research every week. First, understand what saving actually does for you. A savings account is safe. It's liquid, meaning you can access it any time. And it protects your money from disappearing. But it doesn't grow your money in any meaningful way. Interest rates on savings accounts are usually so low that they barely keep up with inflation. That means the money sitting there today will quietly lose purchasing power over time. You're not losing money in your account balance, but you're losing what that money can actually buy. That's the part most people never really think about. Investing works differently. When you invest, you're putting your money into something that has the potential to grow: stocks, mutual funds, index funds, real estate, or even a small business. The trade-off is that investing comes with risk. Prices can go up, and they can go down. There's no guarantee. But historically, over long periods of time, investing has been the single most reliable way ordinary people build real wealth. Not by getting lucky. Not by timing the market perfectly. But by staying consistent and letting time do the heavy lifting. So how do you actually make the shift from saving to investing without feeling overwhelmed? Let's break it into simple, practical steps. Step 1. Build your safety net first. Before you invest a single dollar, make sure you have an emergency fund. This should cover 3 to 6 months of your basic living expenses: rent, food, bills, transportation. Keep this money in a regular savings account, not invested, because you need it to be immediately accessible if something unexpected happens, like losing a job or a medical emergency. This step isn't optional. Investing without a safety net is like building a house without a foundation. It might look fine for a while, but one shock and everything falls apart. Step 2. Define what you're investing for. This matters more than people realize. Are you investing for retirement, which might be 20 or 30 years away? Are you saving for a house you want to buy in 5 years? Or are you building wealth with no specific deadline, just trying to grow your money over time? Your goal determines your strategy. Long-term goals can handle more risk because you have time to ride out the ups and downs. Short-term goals need safer, more stable investments because you can't afford a bad year right before you need the money. Step 3. Start with the simplest option available, which for most beginners is an index fund. An index fund is a type of investment that pools your money together with thousands of other investors and spreads it across a wide range of companies. Instead of trying to pick the one perfect stock, you're essentially buying a small piece of the entire market. This matters because picking individual stocks is difficult, even for professionals. Most actively managed funds fail to beat the market over long periods. Index funds, on the other hand, are low cost, simple to understand, and historically have delivered solid long-term returns. If you're just starting out, this is usually the smartest, least stressful entry point into investing. Step 4. Automate your investments. This is where the real magic happens. Instead of trying to decide every month whether it's a good time to invest, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account into your investment account. It could be a fixed amount every week, every 2 weeks, or every month. This approach is called dollar cost averaging, and it does 2 powerful things. First, it removes emotion from the process. You're not trying to guess whether the market will go up or down tomorrow. Second, it builds a habit. Investing stops being a decision you have to make and becomes something that just happens in the background, the same way a bill gets paid automatically. Step 5. Increase your investment amount as your income grows. When you first start, you might only be able to invest a small amount, and that's completely fine. Starting small is still starting. But as your salary increases, as you pay off debt, or as your expenses become more manageable, gradually increase how much you're investing. Even a small percentage increase each year compounds significantly over time. Now let's talk about the part that scares most beginners: risk. Yes, the value of your investments will go up and down. Some months you'll check your account and see a loss. This is normal. This is not a sign that something is wrong. The stock market has always moved in cycles, periods of growth followed by periods of decline, followed by growth again. The investors who lose money aren't usually the ones who experience a downturn. They're the ones who panic during a downturn and sell everything at the worst possible time. The investors who build real wealth are the ones who stay calm, stay consistent, and let time work in their favor. This brings us to the most underrated force in investing: compound growth. When your investments earn returns, and those returns are reinvested, you start earning returns on your returns. Over years and decades. This creates growth that looks almost nothing like a straight line. It accelerates. This is why starting early matters so much more than starting with a large amount. Someone who invests a small amount consistently starting today will often end up ahead of someone who invests a much larger amount but starts 10 years later. So let's bring this all together into one simple mental model. Saving protects your money. Investing grows your money. You need both, but they serve different purposes. Keep your emergency fund and short-term needs in savings, where it's safe and accessible. Take the money beyond that, the money you won't need for several years, and put it to work through investing. Start with a clear goal. Build your emergency fund first. Choose something simple like an index fund instead of trying to be a stock-picking expert. Automate your contributions so consistency isn't something you have to think about every day. And when the market dips, and it will, remind yourself that this is part of the process, not a signal to panic. The shift from saving to investing isn't about having a lot of money or being a financial genius. It's about understanding the difference between protecting what you have and growing what you have, and then taking small, consistent action toward the second one. The people who build real wealth aren't the ones who make one brilliant decision. They're the ones who make the same smart decision over and over again, month after month, year after year, and let time do what it does best. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this: don't wait until you feel ready to invest. Start small, start simple, and let consistency carry you the rest of the way.